how do I start this video? Well, I set off around about midday for my normal walk. Well, it's not normal because I don't normally go at midday, but I wanted to avoid all the crowds that gather around the reservoir at 5 o'clock-ish. So I set off at midday and went up to the gates of the Bangwad Reservoir to find them locked. So I went round to the back gate and that was locked as well. And there was a sign there, but it was only in Thai. It is Thailand. You know, give me a break. Don't be so bloody xenophobic. So I guess that because so many people are gathering there at late afternoon and running around and sweating all over everyone, each other and whatever, they've decided to lock it down. So I thought I'll ride into Patong Beach and check what the situation is there. Maybe the government has released some new edict or whatever that I don't know about. And let's check the situation, check the food supply, and this is the result. And I'm going to have to voice over these videos because number one, I didn't have my wireless mic with me, and number two, I was wearing a face mask, and number three, I can make up the words better in the comfort of my own home. So, well, I'm not saying enjoy it, but this is the situation. The first thing to note is the absolute absence of people. I'm probably going to say this again when the street scenes come up, but you have to realize that this is one of the premier tourist resorts in the world in high season, and there's no one here. Well, they are here, but they're all in hiding. No one sitting under the umbrellas, no one laying on the lounges, just completely and utterly deserted. So this is one of the reasons I'm not doing a live narration, because without my wireless mic and wearing this contraption, it's not going to be much good anyway. But here I am setting off down the main road. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen my videos before, but they've not been quite like this. I'm just making my way down onto the beach now near Soy Bangla, where there should be the most people possible, and really there's just no one. I must admit, it looks rather nice, doesn't it? Freed from the pollution of human beings. This is the most populous street on the island, on the resort, and it's just empty. And the first thing I noticed when I got into town was that all of the street vendors that were selling their really nice barbecued chicken and barbecued fish and all of that stuff from their portable stalls, they'd all gone. So there's no way for us now to get street food. So that's all dried up. And at the back of my mind, you know, I'm a warrior, so at the back of my mind I'm thinking, my God, how am I going to exist? And here we can see just passing a tuk-tuk, and the guy there is going tuk-tuk-tuk, and I say, Mai Ao Kap, from Dern Ork, Gablang Kap, I'm just walking here. And there we are. I've walked down the road past my normal Irish pub, which is closed. Well, I knew it would be because it was closed before. And so I'm approaching the turn-off to get me down to the Hard Rock Cafe. So I want to go and check that out. And down here is also another really good Irish pub, and Hooters. So let's see what they have to offer. We're just approaching the Drunken Leprechaun now, which is a seriously good Irish pub. Although I must admit I never use it, but no surprises, it's closed. And so a bit further down the road, let's see. I'm always tempted to use the phrase, "here we are now," like in the old cricket commentary they'd say, "here we are now at the Oval." But anyway, I'm going to do it this one time. Here we are now at Hooters. And I saw someone at the bar. Here they are. I saw them at the bar there and I thought, bloody hell, it might be open, but really it's not. And the lights are on inside, but it's not open. I've never ever been into Hooters in Patong Beach because I really don't think that Asian girls fit that uniform. You know, I've been to the Hooters in Singapore and it's just not the same. If you want to go to Hooters, go to America. That's where they prize the memories more than anything else. So I'm just heading along the road down here to the Hard Rock Cafe. And there's the Hard Rock shop and it's open, but the rest of the cafe isn't. And I must admit that I'd be kind of surprised if the Hard Rock manages to survive this outbreak, this disaster, because they're so expensive in there that every time I've ever been in, there's no one there, no one using the bar. Got no idea what it's like at night. Now this is the street back down towards where I left my bike. I've now done a 180-degree turn and I'm on a parallel road and I'm walking back. This is the street that I normally call Massage Alley. There's actually a couple of massage alleys, but this is one of them where there are innumerable shops where there are loads of girls outside saying, "Hello, massage, massage," and they've all gone. But as you can see, so has everyone else. They've all gone. There's no one. There's no Falang like me. There are hardly any Thai people. You could look at this and think, are there any foreigners left in Thailand? But yeah, you go to immigration and you'll see a few. That's for sure. But going back to the Hard Rock Cafe, one of my favourite bars in Hong Kong, in fact the favourite, was Mad Dog's, and it never survived the SARS outbreak, which was much like this, only I suspect not as bad, and it finally closed down, Mad Dog's in Hong Kong, which was an absolute institution, you know, much more locally than the Hard Rock could ever be, and yet it never survived. So here I'm turning into Soy Bangla, the big party street. Admittedly, at this time of day it wouldn't be too busy, but there'd still be a lot of people. So still on Soy Bangla here. Coming up around here, there's the Aussie bar. Do you remember I did a video on that, practicing my Australian accent for my gunfighting in Tombstone? And all these shuttered places over here, these are the hole-in-the-wall bars that are normally packed with visitors at this time of year. That one was unshuttered, but believe me, it's closed. And we're now making our way down towards the tail end. Here's McDonald's, my least favourite McDonald's in the world, because it stands on the site of one of my favourite Irish pubs of all time. I used to love going there. It's the one Irish pub I used to love going to in Patong Beach, but they upped the rent and they couldn't afford to renew. So Mr. McDonald stepped in and stuck his child molesting clown fuck outside. So here we are, we're almost at the other end of... I'm saying here we are now, aren't I? Just like the old cricket commentator. We're at the other end of Patong Beach now. This is where the traffic cops normally hang out, trying to ensnare Falang bikers because they haven't got a helmet on or they've got the wrong kind of driving license, but there are no Falang bikers, so there are no traffic cops. Just look over here on the left, and this is the Patong Beach Immigration Office, which I wouldn't recommend anyone to go to. It was absolute mayhem a couple of days ago, but it's calmed right down now. I think they've run out of us, foreigners. I've seen all I need to see, so it's time to go home. So heading back to my little motorbike. Here she is, my little Pepsi. I always call her Pepsi after my late dog. She was always willing and able. Wonderful. So today started out as a thwarted walk and ended up as quite a memorable day, and it will be memorable for me. I'm sure it won't be memorable for you, but it will be memorable for me because if I survive this, and let's face it, I'm 70 years old, so I may not survive it. But if I survive this, I will come back here and look on all of this and see it as it was. I always had a stupid wish. As I was approaching the latter years of my life, I'd think, oh, I'd like to experience an Armageddon event. I mean, I must admit, I was thinking of an asteroid coming in and a mega tsunami 1,000 feet high. So if I'm going to die, let's die with the whole 6 billion of the world's population. That's rather stupid, isn't it? But this isn't going to be a mega extinction event. It's not going to be, but a lot of people are going to die. And I may be one of them. Who knows? But I hope you're not, and stay safe and keep washing those hands. Bye-bye.